Oh my goodness. Hello. Look, I have an assistant for Flirty Friday. Mwah! This is my grand dog, Bailey. Can you say hi? Say hello. She's not feeling it. Sorry. She's not into it. That's okay. I just wanted her to make an appearance. Yes, you're on Flirty Friday now. Hi everyone, thank you for watching. And yes, I'm a proud grandma to this little puppy. Flirty Friday, we're coming a little late today, sorry about that, but you know, things happen. And I thought that today I would answer some questions that I've been getting about digital dating apps in particular. So I kind of did a little digging. I found some numbers that I thought might be interesting to share, and I'll share some opinions and tips as well. So settle in. I know some of you have tried digital dating and have not been impressed, not been happy with it. Others of you have done digital dating and you have had some good experiences as a result of that. Maybe some friendships, maybe some relationships, maybe just some good stories to share with your friends. So that's a win too. So there are over 600 million single people in the world, and that number is expected to rise to 700 million by the year 2020. So if you're thinking, oh, I'm the only one that's using a dating app, or I'm the only one dating online, that is certainly not true. There are millions of people in that market. So right now you can probably guess which is the #1 dating app, and that is Tinder. Okay, that's probably not going to surprise anybody. The #2 dating app is Plenty of Fish, or POF for short, as we like to call it. #3 is good old Bumble. #4 is OkCupid, and #5 is Grindr. And that's just by number of active users. Of course, there are lots of niche options as well for you if you have very specific focus. There's JDate, there's Christian Mingle. You may not have heard of an app called Badoo yet, but if you ever travel overseas, you might hear of it there. It's a little bit more used in the rest of the world, not in North America. There's farmersonly.com, glutenfreesinglesonly.com if you have those dietary concerns, and then clowndating.com. My friend Chrissy's shaking her head, no, no way. So many of my female clients and friends like Bumble because of the fact that it allows them as women to be the ones to initiate contact with men. Now, if you have not been on any dating apps yet, you will find that most of them are kind of structured on what we call the deck of cards appearance. And the model allows for what they call a swiping mechanism. And it's the one that was originally designed by Tinder. So you look through photos, and if your response to someone's photo and their profile is no thank you, you swipe left. And if your response to that is, I might be interested, then you swipe right. And both parties have to swipe right in order for a match or a connection to be made. It's what they call a double-blind opt-in. And the benefit of that is simply that you don't have the risk of embarrassment or rejection that you would have if you had walked up to that person in a line at the coffee shop or a bar or wherever else in public you might have met. So it kind of takes the sting out of it. It also makes a little bit of a game of dating. Now, if you ask me for a recommendation, I'm going to say, well, it depends. And for sheer volume, there's certainly none better than Tinder. And I got some numbers on this. By 2014, so okay, this is going to be a statistic that's already like 3.5 years old, Tinder was registering 1 billion swipes a day. Does that boggle your mind? It kind of blows mine. And they are claiming that there have been 242 million downloads of Tinder. So if you just want massive numbers of singles, Tinder's hard to beat. It's the granddaddy of dating apps. Now, part of the reason that it got so popular so fast was that it actually found an audience amongst millennials. Prior to this app, millennials were not really using online dating. It just didn't appeal to them. And so the development of Tinder just unlocked this whole new user group. It has a little bit of that grocery shopping mentality. It's very focused on appearance and photos. There's speed swiping, and also I think just that generation, their stage in life that they're at, it sort of developed a little bit of a reputation as a hookup app. Now, Tinder is actively trying to change that, so don't take that reputation and necessarily make assumptions. I would say give it a try before you make any kind of judgment about it. One of the ways they're trying to change that rep is that they're launching something called Super Likeable. And it's going to use machine learning to try to predict who you might be most likely to swipe right on. So I'm curious to see how they're going to use those predictions. I don't yet know quite how the algorithms are going to work and if it will really make your experience better or not, but I think it's a neat innovation. I would also say don't be overwhelmed or disheartened by all the choices. I know that the apps are constantly developing new features, and sometimes a person can have like what I call the bad apple experience, and then it drives them off. But keep this in mind, 1 in 3 marriages in the United States is the result of those two people having met online in the digital space first. So it can be a useful tool. I don't recommend that it's the only tool in your toolbox. And when you work with me, we talk about best practices so that you can make it most effective for you and have the most fun using it. There are ways to make digital dating more enjoyable, but again, it's just sort of one tool in the tool shed to have. Many of you know that Facebook decided to get into the dating industry, and I want to caution any men who are watching, if you're a dude who's watching this, this is for you. Research indicates that most women do not relish the idea of using Facebook for dating. So just be aware of that. If you've been trying to reach out to women with a wink or a poke or an unsolicited message to someone who's a stranger, now you might know why. If you're trying to initiate something and you're not getting the response that you want, research indicates that women are just not digging that, Facebook for dating. If you're a woman and you've had a horrible experience on a dating app, this next part is for you. I want you to know that the major players like Bumble and Tinder, they do feel an obligation to enhance and improve the female user experience. There is an organization called Match Group. It's the parent company of a whole handful of online dating sites and apps. And they're working on what they call a female-friendly feature called the Gentleman's Badge. And the way it works is that a Gentleman's Badge will be awarded to male users who do good behaviors, like completing their entire profile. If you've looked online lately, you'll see probably a handful of people who just say, here's my name, here's my city, here's my age, and that's it. That's all the information they put. Women always appreciate more detail than that. So if a guy fills that out, he can earn the badge. If he engages in behaviors like longer messaging, so more than just a, hey, what's up? How's it going? Sorry guys, I'm kind of poking fun at you. More meaningful messaging and longer exchanges, then that's another way to earn that Gentleman's Badge. And the men who have the badge, they get a 33% higher engagement rate than men who don't. So when they launch that feature here, that may be worth your time, guys, to look into that. And again, if you're a woman who's watching this and you've had some disappointing experiences with dating apps, you need to know that the CEOs of those dating tech companies, they do feel a responsibility for the female user experience. And so if you'd like to express your concerns, I think a good way to do that would be to go to social media. Do not rant and rave. This is not your opportunity to go ballistic. Be diplomatic, be respectful, as you would if you were returning a sweater to Macy's or something like that. And just express, here's what I like, and here's what I don't like, and I don't know if you can change it, but here's an improvement I would like to see have happen. So that's what you can do. So the final question that I got was, how many dating apps should I be on? And the answer to that, it just really depends on how motivated you are, like how much of a sense of urgency to meet someone are you feeling? How much free time do you have? What's your lifestyle like? What are your relationship goals? What's the end game here for you? What's the outcome that you want? So all of those things should factor into your decision about how many apps to be on. The average is 3. So if you're not sure where to start, maybe just start with 3 at any given time, and then you can adjust and jump off if you find that you're in a busy phase of life, or you're in a phase of life that's a little slower. You can jump on another one. And that's Bailey's whiny way of telling me that it's time. Is it time to say goodbye? Should we give them kisses? Okay. Thanks so much for watching. If you have a question that you'd like to see me address in the Flirty Friday show, you can send that to me at Suzanna@thedatemaven.com, SUZANNA @thedatemaven, that's MAVEN.com. As always, I'm looking for businesses to partner with and collaborate with as we look for places to host Flirty Friday. Here's my pledge to you. I will try my hardest early in the week to put on Facebook and put on social media where we'll be at and what we'll be talking about. I cannot promise that's going to happen like clockwork every week, but I will try to give you the heads up as best I can. Share it with your friends. Watch it on your break during work. If you can't watch it then, watch it on Saturday. I appreciate all the love and all the shares. Thanks. Mwah. Have a good weekend.